Hi, it's good to be back with you again. Hope you're doing well. Today's video is called How to Deal with Tough Emotions. It was inspired by a recent trip back to the UK where I was using this tool that I'm going to share with you in real time as difficult things were happening. And whether we use it in real time or whether we use it after the event with things that are already stored in our bodies or, like later that day or next week, basically whenever we open to these stored energies of emotions and thoughts that are inside of us, it's a gift to ourselves and to humanity as we free the energy from being trapped inside of us. Tell you more about that in a minute. So, yeah, I'll come around to describing the tool in a bit. But what I really want to say is Byron Katie said something along the lines of, not quoting her exactly, but it's kind of saying, we struggle when we resist what is. It's so true, isn't it? When things happen in our lives and we just want to go, oh, not that, oh my God, no, just too much. We want to distract ourselves or avoid feeling it, just sort of suppress it and shove it away somewhere deep inside of us. We have lots of tactics. We all have our own little blend of what we like to do. And spoken about this before. Sometimes people will eat more or watch TV or shop online, whatever it is. But humans will go to quite extreme measures to not feel difficult emotions. We love the good stuff, right? But the hard stuff, it's like, yeah, not so much. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm going to be focusing on, really. And so I think I'll just talk you through it. Let's take an emotion like sadness, for example. If we, instead of stopping ourselves from feeling it, if instead we say, okay, sadness, if we give it the space to be felt, but without the story. So we're not kind of buying into what happened when, all the rest of it. We're just going, there's an energy of sadness that's inside of us. Then we just let ourselves feel it. We're like, okay, instead of pushing it away, we're going, all right, you know what? I'm just going to be with you. And fundamentally, that's what I'm talking about. It's instead of running and hiding or distracting or pushing or all those other techniques, we're just going to be with it. Chill out. Be with it. Give it all the space that it needs and don't make it the enemy anymore. Don't make it wrong. It's not right or wrong. It just is. It's just energy once we've taken away the narrative, the story that's attached to it. So, and it also can be thoughts as well. So let's take a thought like if you're thinking about somebody, some friend of yours or something, and we can be saying, oh, she doesn't respect me. And when we actually take a look at that thought stream of she doesn't respect me, we can actually ask ourselves, well, how does that make me feel? How does that make me feel? What's really going on here? And we could tune into perhaps the thought that, well, you know what, there's what I'm feeling is, should I say thought? What I'm feeling is disrespected. I feel disrespect. So that's like the next level. It's like, okay, instead of sort of putting it outside of self onto them, we're like, okay, I feel this energy of disrespect. And then when we're really honest with ourselves, we can say, well, where do I disrespect myself or others? But staying out of story, just like, can I connect with that energy inside of me of disrespect? Well, I disrespect others or myself. So that is kind of the line that we go with when the thought is about somebody else. We're basically tuning into what is the energy. We're just sort of flicking a switch and lighting it up. Like, what's the energy that's there? There's a little bit of honing in on that required sometimes. So when we then have got hold of this energy, so the disrespect or sadness, it really is a matter of meeting it and accepting it just as it is without trying to change it, much as we would like to feel better or have it go away. We're actually going, not going to do that, not going to play that game. I'm going to say, just as you are, you're welcome. Now, that can be tough if you're not used to doing this, if this is a new concept to you, and that it's okay. The mind sometimes can resist and sort of fight a bit about this, like, oh, I don't want to go in there. And we can say, you know what? All resistance is welcome too. Hello, resistance. So be patient with yourself. Go at your own pace. There's no right and wrong. There's no getting a 5-star rating or anything. We're just gently playing around with this. And as you are meeting this energy and welcoming the energy, whatever it is, we just remain still and let go of our thoughts, our stories about the whole thing. We just stay with the energy and take our attention right into the very core of it. Be still. Be still. Be still. Very often, you can actually feel the energy in your body. With me, I actually feel like rushes of energy or tingling or heat or all manner of sensations can be felt in our bodies. When we give ourselves full permission to feel the energy, it's all okay. Just go with it. And even if it gets painful, it can be the body's way of saying, help, I don't like this. Well, the ego, actually, not the body. The ego's way of going, get me out of here. Don't like this. Doesn't feel safe. Thank you very much. Just to go, it's okay. Just reassure it like the young child and be loving, be gentle and go, it's okay. I've got this. And just stay with the energy and keep breathing deeply is the key to this. Now, bodies might, as that energy moves, our bodies can yawn. I yawn a lot as energy moves. That's kind of my thing. People can cough. They can sneeze. They can have shaking. Anyone else I'm thinking of? And tears, of course. Tears is another release. Just know any of those things or other experiences could be had. And just wait for it to all subside. And you'll know when it comes to a natural completion. So just stay with it. Okay, I'm going to talk you through one in a minute, but first of all, I just want to talk about, in brief, my little trip to the UK, to just go through where I found it so incredibly valuable and useful recently. So I think I said I was visiting my mum and she has serious mobility issues and just doing the things that most of us take for granted, the simple things in life, as I'm sure you can imagine, whether it's making a cup of tea or picking up your post from your front door or, getting in and out of bed, whatever those things might be. You can use your imagination with that. It's so much harder for her. It's a big struggle. And in watching her, I have a lot of compassion for her and I feel sad. I feel sad that it's a struggle for her. And so there were times when I was really noticing that I was trying to stifle the sadness. I kind of, no, got to get on with this. No, need to look positive. I need to kind of look, yeah, everything's great. And whilst I am very positive about her and her life and really encouraging and, as I say, very supportive, it's also realizing that there is a trigger of sadness inside of me, which I'm sure triggers many other threads of sadness in that relationship. But this isn't the video to go into that. Anyway, so what I was doing is, in that moment when I was noticing it, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to push it away. I'm actually going to do this differently. And I'm just going to open my being on every level and let that energy be here. Let that sadness be here. Instead of trying to squeeze it or shove it somewhere else, it's welcome. And I was sensing it was just moving through me. And it was a really beautiful thing to be doing it in real time. Now, as I say, had I got back to my hotel later, or maybe when I'd got back to the States a week later, I'd be like, sat in meditation. I'm like, the sadness. What's this? There's sadness here. Of course, you can open to it then. It doesn't have to be in real time. Play around with what works best for you. Sometimes real time is easy. Sometimes it's too much of a challenge if it's too intense. So the other kind of emotions that were coming up, there was a lot of guilt about the fact that I'm not there to help her. And that I was going to be leaving and going back to America and the whole, sadness at leaving. not knowing what the future holds, honestly. She's getting on a bit. So opening to all of that too, I could feel that I was trying to hold back the tears that were associated with that sadness and with that guilt. And it's like a helplessness, I suppose. And so just really opening to all of that and going, okay, now for those, I took myself to the bathroom, nipped in there, or I popped into the kitchen, making a cup of tea for both of us or something. And there I gave myself permission to just let go of and feel guilty because, or the story of, yada, yada, yada. It's like, just like, oof, I was with that energy. I honored it and I was just fully present with it without knowing where it was going to go or what it was going to do. So not opening into it because I was thinking, oof, this is going to make me feel better. It was more that it was there, so loud and present. It was calling for my attention. And so I just met it. I just opened with it, to it, and stayed with it. And it sort of had its own life cycle move through me. So that was my example. Anyway, so let's do one with you so that you get the feel of it. I can guide you through it a bit, and then you can use this yourself when things come up for you. Okay, so just getting a little comfy, closing your eyes. If it helps, or eyes down is fine as well. Just taking some deep breaths. We're going to go in pretty quickly today. Just taking some deep breaths in, breathing in spaciousness, breathing out any tension, any worry, anything you're ready to let go of. With every breath you take, becoming more and more relaxed. Feel your cells in your body just breathing a little sigh of relief. As you breathe in and breathe out, letting yourself just let go and relax. That's right. Now bring to mind an emotion. Maybe you can notice something inside of you, or perhaps it was something you felt earlier today or recently that's been bugging you. Or a thought about somebody else. And if it's a thought about somebody else, ask yourself, how does that make me feel? What's the energy that's here? And sometimes the emotion can be a cocktail of emotions. It can be a few, so you don't have to label them, name them, say it's this, it's that. Just get a hold of that energy, just light it up. And let it know, reassure it you're not going to try and change it. You're not making it wrong, you're not making it the enemy. Give it all the space it needs. Encourage it out of any hiding places. And let it know you accept it just as it is. Let it know that you see it. And you're here to listen to anything it might have to say. Anything it wants to let you know. Stay with it. Keep breathing deeply. And listen intently. Taking your awareness into the very core of that energy. Because every emotion has its own energy field. Let go of any story, any narrative. And take yourself into the very center of it. And let it know it's all okay. Keep breathing deeply. Perhaps you notice that there are some physical sensations in the body, energetic sensations. Perhaps you notice where they are, in your throat, in your heart, in your hands, wherever, it doesn't matter. No right and wrong. Keep breathing deeply. Just the very act of giving it all the space it needs removing any pressure. Removing any pressure to change, freeing it up. And with open arms, let it know it's welcome. Some of you may be in a place where you can embrace this energy and love this energy. Let that happen if so. And if that's a struggle, simply open up through your crown chakra and allow divine love to enter into your being, directly into the core of this energy, of this emotion. And be still. Perhaps you can say, let me love you. Let me soothe you and take care of you. Keep breathing. And you'll notice it will come to a natural completion at some point. Breathing out anything that's ready to leave. Noticing the shifts, however subtle or big they are. And saying thank you to yourself for holding the space for this emotion, for taking the time to go inside and meet and accept whatever had been lying inside of you. And then slowly coming back into the room, wriggling fingers and toes, coming back into the room. Like maybe you want to shake your arms a bit, right? I don't know. Oh. Come back into the room. Thank you for letting me guide you. So you can always play it back, make a few notes, record yourself with some of the prompts that you want to say to yourself so you can play it to yourself as well. Or obviously listen to this video again, to that section. That particular tool was given to me by somebody called Renata Schubert many years ago now, and it was invaluable at helping me to raise my vibration and look after myself energetically. It's a fabulous way to look after yourself energetically, and it really is my favorite thing to do. It's my go-to thing. Is to just simply be with it and be still instead of suppressing it. It's that simple. And then all the other things you might want to say to it, just relax and let it all come to you so that it's your authentic voice that's speaking in your mind. Yeah. It's you. It's all of you. Yeah. That is addressing the energy inside of you. That's when it'll be most potent when you do that. Hope that helps. And if you want to hear about my other offerings as and when they arise, please go to my website, rachellynette.com, and sign up for my contact list. So yeah, that would be wonderful if you do that. If you want to keep in touch with me, of course. And as well, the other thing I wanted to say was Self-Love Sanctuary, my online monthly gathering, is held the first Thursday of every month. And there's one coming up soon. It's next week, which is the 6th of June, I believe, at 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time in America. And so if you want to hear more about that, if you want to find out about what that really is, I mean, basically we do a lot of clearing work and a lot of deepening into this knowing of yourself as a droplet of love, guiding people to clear obstacles. People bring questions and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, let me support you. If that sounds interesting, go on my website, take a look. You can sign up on there. And that's that really. And if you like this video, like it and leave a comment, because I always love to hear from you and love to respond. And yeah, what else was it? Sign up for the website. I think I covered everything. I think that was all of it, right? Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, like it, leave a comment. Oh, it is a pleasure, as always, to be with you. Thank you for joining me. And I'm already looking forward to the next time that we meet. Bye.